Well, howdy y'all, it's Brian with the Traveling Boaty. Want to say welcome to another video. This video is going to be, a lesser, whatever it is. What we're going to be doing is, we got a bunch of earthwork happening. This is like earthwork 2.0, and basically in short, we had a bunch of water problems. The houses are down in a holler, and all the water, when it rains hard, we get these things called gully washers here in Tennessee, which means just hard rain. And what it does is washing out the houses, and Laurel had a big problem with that, as you can understand, washing out the foundations and going into the water cisterns. Anyway, the video you're about to watch is just a compilation of random clips over time. We had another earthwork guy come and do a bunch of fun stuff. So anyway, stay tuned. You're just gonna see a bunch of random clips. It may not make any sense, but it's gonna put it all together for you. So just stay tuned. Here it goes, boy. Let's go. So under the column of country living not always being easy, Laura wants to talk about this because there's this beautiful 1,000-gallon cistern behind us, which has been a boatload of problems for us. And so from people who may remember, we have 2,000-gallon cisterns, one for clear water and one for septic. Septic's fine. Clear water, well, let's just say hasn't been anything but clear. So we ran into multiple problems, including it being deluged with mud, with muddy water, and it's full of holes, and so we had to clog all the holes because sediment was getting in there. So Laurel,
so the reason it was deluged with water was because of what the driveway does, which is the water comes screaming down the driveway straight underneath the houses and into both of the cisterns.
and as you can see, what we've done now is we've dug around it. There's all this river rock to kind of help keep it from filling up with mud again, God willing. And right now we're in the process of cleaning it out. So let's go show you what we've been doing.
What it takes.
Country living ain't easy, sir. No, ma'am. All right, let's do this. So here's the cistern. As you can see, we cleaned this one out. It's nice and clean now. Whereas
Eat off of it.
the original used to look a lot more like this. All that mud, all that sediment.
Only it had about 5 feet of water in it.
And this thing was completely full of water, so we had to pump 1,000 gallons of water, muddy water, out of these cisterns. And I've been using the shop vac and all the debris, and now it's cleaner because...
We took a vote who would get to jump in there.
And I lost.
He's 40 and I'm 72, so he lost.
I lost. But either way, so we're cleaning it out because we actually want to use this for clear water, right? And so those cisterns that you heard me talk about in the past, eventually going to pump into this. So we have 1,000 gallons in addition to everything else that we have. It's almost 2,000 gallons of water. So it's going to be a backup. Maybe in time it'll be a well pump, but we'll see. But either way, just wanted to show you how Laurel would say country living ain't easy.
Another day in paradise.
It's so easy to be a homesteader. I just want to do it. It's so much fun,
It's
right,
so much
Laura?
fun, yeah, living close to nature.
No problems. We're in the woods. Life is perfect. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, already getting ticks on me. Okay, here I go.
So Laurel's doing the second round of cleaning. I shop vacked out, and now she's going in with clean rags and trying to get down the second, maybe the last layer of mud, but we'll see. But you fit in there a lot better than I do, Laurel.
Oh, yeah, right. I love it down here.
Well, maybe it's make this your second home.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can rent this out. There you go. So as Laurel's doing that side, I'll take you down in the hole. Down in the hole. So this is what it is this big old 1,000-gallon cistern. Got the mud mostly clean off, and she's just getting the last bits off the wall, as you can see. And there's a little porthole that connects the two of them, so that's how they connect. It's weird. There's this 1,000-gallon tank that is divided 1/3, 2/3. 1/3, 2/3 for some reason. Not really sure why they did that, but they did it. So there's 2 different chambers. Who knows? And then the other thing was, as you can see, there's these things, basically little baffles and fill valves. And so we had to cement both of those to keep the water from coming in. And also the rim, there's a lid. We cemented the lid down. So hopefully trying to seal this thing as best as possible. And I guess Laurel found a spider in there. It's not a surprise. The friendly water spider. Anyway, just another note that living ain't always easy out here. It's not always fun and roses, everyone. Just remember that. So now that those tanks have been cleaned out, we're gonna fill them. That's been the whole plan before. And sad faces, there was probably a few thousand gallons we put in there thinking we were filling it. And one thing that I may not have mentioned is there's little holes in the bottom of them that when the guy installed them 6 months ago, he just took a piece of stick and stuck it in. Oh, it'll be fine. The stick will be fine. Well, stick didn't hold. I mean, there's so many things with this one lesson that we've learned with these tanks, right? So he came back, he patched them with hydraulic cement, and they're holding, right? So now that we know they're holding, they're not leaking in more rainwater, which they were. All these things have been sorted. We just cleaned it out, as you saw. And now we're going to take the rainwater, like we intended initially, from these tanks, and backfill the 1,000 gallons. So this is how we're doing it. And maybe it's archaic, but this is what I came up with. I have this manifold here, and then from that I have a transfer pump, which is then pushing it up the line into this tank. And then I also made this little plastic, basically 3-inch PVC inlet, because both of these tanks had an inlet on each side, and you can see here's the plastic. Basically it's a sort of buffer to keep anything big from falling in there. But there it is, they're filling up, the tanks are filling up now, and this will remain exposed so that when we want to fill it up, we can. And that's the current system, right? So let's work with that. Like I said, we got these tanks cleaned out, they're filling up now. Here they are. It's like, hopefully this is the final solution. We'll find out, I don't know, but that's what it is. And yay! Next, one solution down, we'll just keep moving. And it's kind of like golf. I've been using this analogy a lot lately with everything happening here. It's like, well, let's just take one shot, we'll see what happens, and then we'll reassess when we get to that ball, and we'll shoot again. Because trying to figure out 10 steps ahead or even 3 steps ahead sometimes is just madness. But either way, we'll see what happens. What we's doing with this here when we took it out, problem was we got that hobbit door now, and what Laura wants is a nice causeway here. She called it deluxe, which is kind of funny. She said it here in this video. Just listen.
And we're going to build this up with stones. It'll be deluxe.
I just think it's great she used the word deluxe. Ain't no way. So we're going to have a flat causeway of rock from that porch to that door right there. And our rock guy, dirt guy, another dirt guy, is raising the grade on this. You can see he's put some rock up against that house so it didn't fall in there. It's going to be this river rock, gravelly type stuff. And he's going to build it up, build a causeway, and then Miss Laura Way has a connection between 2 houses. There it is. So a little more updates on that. All these earthworks happening here. The other thing that's happened, you kind of see a little bit of a swale here. We're going to be putting a culvert in here to catch all the rainwater coming down. We got another swale here, a culvert going in there. There's another one up the hill that he just put a bunch of that river rock stuff, and trying to do all this water management. You're seeing all this work he's doing. Here's that river rock stuff I told you about earlier. you know, sewer rock, river rock, just a nice little, you know, nice little grade of rock just to help water flow through there. That's what's happening. But as you can see, as we showed earlier, all this sort of carnage up here in the mud flats and things, and he's back there making that causeway with rocks. So either way, lots of things happening. Here in Tennessee on this project, we got lots of earthwork happening, things just shifting, moving, trying to manage all this water as it comes down the holler from up there down to the houses. It's been flooding out the houses, and that's not good. So we're trying to do all this water management, you know, building up the ground here, building some berms, which you kind of see can't, whatever it is. Regardless, we're doing a lot of things, and as you can see back yonder way, we got all sort of chaos happening with the cisterns and all these things, but it's all managing the water coming down the hill. When this stuff rains here in Tennessee, good Lord, look out, son, because this stuff just comes down like a barrel of monkeys does. And got this nice culvert going down here. You kind of see that one going, taking all the water from the road down yonder way to the creek down there. So there it is. Anyway, lots of little mini updates over a long period of time. It's taking a few weeks, months, or whatever just to do, but it is happening what it is. So anyway, stay tuned. We'll see what's next. Maybe that causeway will be done soon.
So we are celebrating the deluxe causeway.
Look at that, Laurel. Go ahead and give it a shot. I want to see it in real time.
So see, we're here, and if you're going from here into
The Hobbit door.
yes, into the Hobbit door, it's actually kind of a faux connection
Look at that.
between the buildings. There's going to be a sun sail that goes over the whole thing, and a light. And our very trusty dirt worker, Ronald, has been, and also Brian, have been strong-arming these huge, huge rocks.
Yeah, we're not quite done, but we at least got to start, and we got to do a few more
Yeah.
down there to make that gap.
And there's really, besides it being practical and attractive, what we're really dealing with is this incredible flow of water that comes down the hill and under the houses. So now this is directing that water that way. And we've done a lot of things, but this is one of those.
Yep.
So here we go.
Woohoo! So here's the completed swale coming down with all these big old rocks filling it, because this swale, you can see it a lot better now with all them rocks, picks up all the water coming from the road and everything down yonder here. So that's great. And on top of that, as you saw earlier, the earthwork guy put in a bunch of, or two, rather, just two, culverts. You know, we have a river rock culvert here, we have a plastic culvert here, plastic culvert there, and it's catching, as you can see, there's this hard trench here coming down the driveway, and there's those two culverts he put in pretty lack. On this side here, you see a little stone, captures the water, takes the culvert across the driveway. And another pretty stone over here. Again, just creating a little area to collect water, and comes across the driveway here, as you saw him putting in an earlier video. Culvert here, and then washes down yonder way, right? And another big thing here is, you saw in a clip earlier, we have a beautiful stone path along with the beautiful stone path here. So let's just go and check this out. What we have is this beautiful, and all these rocks, by the way, have come from this property here. So look at this beautiful stone path that we can walk now to the studio, over to the shed, and this is this beautiful mosaic of rocks. So now we can safely and also barefootedly walk between these two buildings, right? How beautiful is that, right? So anyway, it's just coming along, and I'm going to take you into the courtyard, and I'll show you what we did over there as well. Before we go over there, I'll just show you that we also, with all these rocks, shored up the front of the studio wing with all these rocks, right? We shored up the front of this here, all these beautiful rocks to keep the building in proper and tight, right? And coming around here into the courtyard, you may remember this from an early video with the fire in there. This is the big, beautiful courtyard. And look at this amazing stone get up here that we have, right? All this amazing rock came from this property, right? So this beautiful stone pathway, and there's still some dirt on here because we dug them out of the living earth. But look at this beautiful stone pathway leading up between the houses and connecting the houses into this beautiful stone patio here, right? And so Laurel officially has her beautiful causeway with all these beautiful rocks. She has a bunch of amazing plants here in the courtyard. And look at this, we have this beautiful stone causeway. The sun sail is to come, that'll come soon. But either way, I just wanted to give you a clip of what this beautiful rock work that we've done here, just to really kind of help make this much more hospitable, right? We can kind of sit here and sit on these beautiful rocks, and in time these will get washed off with rain and whatnot. So with a tour of the grounds, I want to get Laurel's perspective, as this is, you know, her property and kind of her brain trust in this. So Laurel, how do you feel now that this is all done? Like all these rocks, right?
Yeah, it is actually a dream come true, because this is what I wanted, but I thought it would take years and years. But because the water management situation was dire, the water was coming down the hill fast, going underneath my piers. These houses are on piers, and going into the both the septic and the water cisterns. So I built at the bottom of a hill, which was stupid. But
no one did say you can't do the bill in the bottom of the holler, though. No one said that.
No one told me that it was stupid, but in retrospect, don't do that. However, see, I bought the land sight unseen, because this was very much a message to just go and do this. It was all very inspired. And so I bought the land sight unseen. I thought, 9.5 acres, there must be lots of places you can build. Well, there wasn't. In fact, there wasn't any places you could build. Not really. Not if you were smart. Yeah. So here I am, and we had to get a tremendous amount of earthwork. All these things were dug up. Did you already describe what that? Yeah.
Yeah, well, they've seen the other videos of all the work that we've done and digging up.
Okay, great.
Including this 10-foot square rock that we're standing on, right? Yeah, so.
It was like a war zone here with trenches, literally. Okay, so the result was coming up with maybe 100 of these huge ancient rocks filled with fossils And you can't buy these things because I tried. So we have all these rocks, and we applied them to both our needs and our desires. And you've already described all that, right?
Yeah, and I'll just show. I love what you've done with with these plants here that I showed earlier, but just all these stones coming together in this sort of beautiful stone walkway. And I think what you're pointing to is you didn't think that this stone walkway would be done for years. However,
Right.
it's done within the first year of us doing the
That's
build.
right. I thought it was just a great idea. And the other thing I didn't think would happen was in here. Because of the foundation and wanting to make sure it was strong, we knew that we should put rocks around the back of the foundation, but I just thought that's an amazing thing. It's so huge.
Yeah, and then coming down the length of the house as well, right?
Right.
So
Going
yeah,
all the way around, basically.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
So you got all your rocks within the first year, and you thought it was going to take forever. So
yeah.
look at that.
It's amazing.
Look at that.
And that is an ode to necessity, because we had to. You can't watch water go into your house and just go, oh, well, it'll probably be okay. So there's that, and these rocks are so beautiful. They light up and they're luminous at night. And I figure anybody that wants to come here uninvited might be in trouble. It's very trippy,
Yeah.
literally.
You have to watch your step.
Yeah,
Watch your
and
step.
I'm actually getting an acupressure session because I can walk on these things barefoot, which is thrilling. To be able to walk in the country barefoot, many people know that's pretty impossible.
Yeah, with all the chiggers around here.
Yeah, but these stones, and they do things to the bottom of your feet, and you have to stay very alert in your whole body. So it's kind of like an adjustment. It is an adjustment. And either you fall down or you get healthier.
Right.
That's pretty much,
There it is.
yeah.
So as we start to wrap this video, try and keep it short. Any shout outs you have for your peoples, and then we'll wrap the video.
I really want to say hi to everybody right now because you've been writing me and you've been in my heart, and I've loved hearing from you, and I'm so glad that you've enjoyed this because pictures can't even get close, you know?
Yeah, and we'll have one more video after this where we show all the conclusion of the studio, of the main,
Yeah.
and we'll have a final commentary on the whole thing. So
One other shout out, I do have to shout out to God. I really do, because so many pieces came together extraordinarily, just extraordinary. To have neighbors that I love, to have a church that I love, to have all this work done here, to have Brian come and work with me. Wow, I even just got a piano. I feel like I belong here, and thank you, God.
there it is. Praise Lord, praise God, right? Yay. All right, well, thank you all for watching this interim video, I think, between finishing the studio and the completion video. So anyway, stay tuned to the gripping conclusion. The next video, it's going to be fun. You're not going to want to miss it. I promise you that. Be well, everyone. We love you, and greetings from Tennessee.